things that we are super excited to share with you today. First, our world moves so fast. So I'm going to invite us to slow down for just a moment. Maybe even just for myself and for each of you. I acknowledge that as we gather today, each of us is rooted in different lands, each of us breathing different air. We all share this moment in time, but also breathing the same air. This moment in time is very different than every other, and certainly for us today here at Iskwew Air. Yet amongst our uniqueness, even though we're seeing each other on the screens, there is land beneath us, holding us. Colonization has resulted in many of us having complex relationships to land, or the idea that we can even be separate from it in the first place. Maybe it's the land where we were born, where we grew up, or land we rest on now, land we were removed from or had to escape, land that was stolen. Perhaps you've never even considered or acknowledged the land that holds us, or the land that held our ancestors, and the land that will hold our future generations. But each of us recall a memory of land, a river, the sun, the moon, the stars, a mountain, the trees, an ocean. Land that spoke to us, land that held us, cared for us, that intrigued us, that taught us, that saved us, that witnessed us. Today, I honor the land where my Métis ancestors walked, the land they cared for, the land that cared for them. I honor especially today the land of the Musqueam peoples, where I'm rooted, walking as softly as I can as an uninvited guest. And I'm deeply honored to be coming to you today from YVR, the unceded, traditional, continually occupied, and very sacred lands of the Musqueam people. I invite you to take a breath and root in the land that holds you now, wherever you are. The wisdom she carries and our responsibilities to her. I invite us to remember and reintegrate relationships to land in everything we do. This is the mindset. She's all we have. Thank you for joining us today. We are so excited. We have so many things to share with you today, and time is so precious. So I'm very honored that you're sharing your time with us today to listen, to learn, and to celebrate with us. So I'm going to share 3 pieces of news with you today. And the first is about our AMO, Aircraft Maintenance Organization. Nicole's going to play us a short video. So what I want to share with you today is our certificate, dated yesterday for our approved maintenance organization. And what this means is that we can fix our own plane and we can fix others' airplanes too. And I'm so honored. Alicia Sopal is taking the lead of our AMO, and only 2.8%, as you saw in the video, women engineers in Canada. And we chose this day, March 11th, because March 11th, 1971, the very first aircraft maintenance engineer in Canada was licensed. And we estimate that less of 0.5% of aircraft maintenance engineers in Canada are women of color. And we are so very, very proud to have Alicia leading us in the maintenance of our aircraft and with this new division of Iskwew Air. So I'd like to invite Alicia up to say a couple words.
Thank you, Tira. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the launch of Iskwew Air's Aircraft Maintenance Organization. Representation matters. I recently became the person responsible for maintenance at Iskwew Air, and it was such an emotional moment once I heard I'd passed my exam. At that moment, with tears running down my face, I knew that 1, this was bigger than me, and 2, we had just opened the door for so many women who might have thought that they could not hold this same title. When people see someone that looks like them, it can really help them realize they can do this too. Aircraft maintenance is not a common job that you hear about at your average career fair, so it's so important to me that I not only represent women in my field, but encourage young females to pursue careers in aviation. I've had some of my best memories working alongside other female aircraft engineers because we're able to support one another and relate to each other's daily workplace issues. Like Tira mentioned, only 2% of AMEs are women. Needless to say, we stick out like sore thumbs in a hangar. In my experience, because there are so few of us, we constantly get questioned and asked why we are doing this, because we look out of place. It is exhausting having to justify yourself and your abilities to your colleagues who should be trying to support you and not scrutinize you. Iskwew Air's AMO means so much more to me than a shop that maintains aircraft. Iskwew Air will be a place where everyone is uplifted, supported, welcomed, and celebrated for being their authentic selves. What we're doing today is creating a safe space for women in aviation, which is long overdue, and this is just the beginning. I'm truly honored to be paving this path with Tira and redefining the aviation industry. Thank you, and I'll give it back to you, Tira.
Whew. Do you see why we are so very excited? So excited. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. And I want to offer a very special thanks to Transport Canada, who we see very much as a critical and important partner in operating and in safety. Transport Canada in this time of COVID has shown such great leadership, innovation, creativity, collaboration, partnership. And so thank you, Transport Canada, for issuing us our AMO certificate. We are 82-21. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to invite Trish to join me on the screen to share a few remarks.
Thank you so much, Tierra, and congratulations to you and the whole team at Iskwew. We all agree that there is no other place that troubleshooting, problem solving, And all the critical thinking plays a role in aircraft engineering as well as aviation. On any given day, pilots and aircraft engineers have to tap into that problem solving, and they must tap into that mental diversity that is required for the framework, which helps them define, analyze, assess risk, and thereby ensuring that anyone that taps or walks into Iskwew is safe. You just heard from Alisa, a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer who is only one of the few in our country. How proud I am, and we all are. And you mentioned less than 0.5% of aircraft engineers are women of color. That is a shocking number, and we need to change that narrative. Just listening to you today, I am reminded of the words from Maya Angelou's poem, The Caged Bird. Then allow me to share a little bit of it. The caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Her wings are clipped and her feet are tied, so she opens her throat to sing. A free bird, however, names the sky her own, leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips her wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. If you know Tiara's story, you know that she found her wings and she also unclipped the toes that were tied and she started to soar. But the beautiful thing is that Tiara seeks not only to have her own wings, but to share those wings with many, from the youth to women, women of color, and any people that are underrepresented. For that narrative to change, we need to have that diversity and inclusion that Iskwew is showing, and they are leading the way. And we are so proud of what you're doing, Tiara, and your team. And today, I hope that many companies are being challenged, especially those in the aviation industry, as well as those in the academia, to change the narrative. We need more Alisas in the world. We need more representation. And indeed, representation matters. See it, be it. Thank you, Tiara, for leading the way forward.
Thank you so much, Trish. Thank you. Okay, what's next? The next bit of news that we'd like to share with you is the work that we're doing in the area of remote piloted aircraft systems, RPAS, or sometimes known as drones. And we're very thrilled to be working in partnership, in collaboration with Philip Reese from Indro Robotics. And we've come together to be able to share with you a new offering of RPAS training, drone training. It'll be launched on our website tomorrow, if it's not actually in the works, just even in this moment. We have an incredible team here that has worked really hard to get us here for this day. And thank you to all of them. So they're also busy working in the background. So what I'd like is to ask Philip to share a couple of words of reflection.
Great, thank you, Tiara. I'm Philip Reese, CEO of Indra Robotics, and I sit on the board of Unmanned Systems Canada along with Tiara, and also contribute to the Canadian Urban Air Mobility with Tiara as well. So we've got lots of crossover, and I'm delighted to be asked to talk at today's event, which is so exciting, and obviously we've had such a leap forward here. In my past, I used to run an airline and also an AMO. So I know all of the hard work that Tiara's had to go through to get to where she is now. And obviously she did the thank you to Transport Canada, but I know there was a lot of loops and hoops to jump through to get to where she is now. So it's great that she's been able to do that and build such a strong team around her. So I'm happy to be part of that and contribute on the training that we're talking about here, because there is obviously a big crossover coming in the future between UAVs and standard aviation. as drones become more useful in industry, start to do delivery and start to move out into remote and remote and isolated locations doing beyond visual line of sight. And I think we're working on a near future where the drones and the aircraft will actually work in unison, with an aircraft flying in and then dispatching drones to other smaller communities around those areas. So as always, Tiara is at the very forefront of this, of course, and we're happy to be alongside her with this. The training that Tiara is talking about now is also another part of the whole vision I think that she has, which is not just providing this service and bringing the technology, but also enabling those that are interested to get involved in the end service by starting training now, by getting involved in drones, by seeing the future of urban air mobility and becoming pilots and other crew on the drone side as well as on the aviation side. So I'm honored to be working with the group here on that side. And obviously, I'm sure we've got a great future ahead of us. So once again, Tiara and team, congratulations. And anything we can do to help, we're always here.
Thank you so much, Philip. So for us, we're working on several projects, and certainly working on projects with Indra Robotics and with Philip. As he mentioned, we are part of Iskwew Air is one of 17 founding members of the Canadian Advanced Air Mobility Consortium, which you're about to hear about. And we're working right now on, so a hub and spoke, some projects with hub and spoke, working with, bringing traditional aircraft together with modern technologies. And I now understand that these two worlds belong together. I used to think that they were quite separate, but they belong together. And we now see ourselves, Iskwew Air sees ourselves as the bridge between traditional air transportation and the sustainable transportation of the future. And all of this is in support of our biggest vision, which is advanced air mobility. And I'm going to play you a little video now that will tell you a little bit more. And then after that, we're going to hear from JR, who is our incredible lead at the Canadian Advanced Air Mobility Consortium.
Iskwew Air is an Indigenous woman-owned airline, and we are the bridge between traditional air transportation and the sustainable transportation of the future, advanced air mobility. Iskwew Air has stepped into the advanced air mobility space with intention. Iskwew Air is committed to decolonizing, decarbonizing, and transforming the aviation industry for all humans, for all of our relatives, and for Mother Earth. Imagine a world where women identifying, non-binary, and Indigenous peoples lead in this innovative space. With Iskwew Air, we will reimagine, rematriate, and rebuild the air transportation industry, centering on equity, resilience, and most importantly, sustainability.
We are so excited about the future. We are so excited about taking where we are now in aviation. We're at this critical moment. Aviation has been so deeply and desperately impacted by COVID-19. And it gives us a unique opportunity to reimagine, rematriate, and rebuild an air transportation system that is more equitable, that is more resilient, and that is more sustainable. And we're so excited to do that alongside our partners in the Canadian Advanced Air Mobility Consortium. And JR is going to join us now because I know that some of you are saying, what is this advanced air mobility? What does this even mean? What does this even look like? So our incredible leader, JR Hammond, is going to tell you a little bit more.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Shira, for that introduction, and a warm welcome to everyone here today on behalf of our over 60 plus members at CAM, the Canadian Advanced Air Mobility Consortium. And as Tira mentioned, my name is J.R. Hammond, and I've had the privilege and honor of working alongside Tira, Alicia, and the entire Iskwew Air team through my role as Executive Director for CAM. With the launch today of the AMO division of Iskwew Air, the harmony created between CAM and the team of incredible humans led by Tira and Alicia expands. As a founding member of CAM, Iskwew Air has breathed new life into our vision and purpose to better connect Canada and the world through the future of flight. As mentioned, our work at CAM focuses on the rapidly developing advanced air mobility industry, which currently links the drone or RPAS world to that of the commercial aviation space. Think of your Iskwew Air, WestJet, and Air Canada planes. Advanced air mobility is moving people, cargo, and performing of air services within urban and regional areas, all with electric powered aircraft. Now we know with this global pandemic and the impact upon aviation, we are at a stage of great awakening. CAM's synergy with Iskwew Air, however, will take this great awakening to build bridges between Indigenous wisdom and the sustainable and inclusive aviation narrative of our future. We know that Iskwew Air and CAM together strengthen the opportunity towards the equitable, inclusive, and sustainable development of our future air resources. Kira and Alicia are setting the world precedents for our future air mobility industry through reimagining, rematriating, and rebuilding, and decolonizing, decarbonizing, and transforming the conventional aviation industry. Advanced air mobility is here today. Iskwew Air and CAM together are showing the connection with Indigenous communities as we build bridges to the future of the sustainable aviation narrative of our skies together. We are here alongside Iskwew Air to catalyze these changes. We are here to make a multi-generational positive impact on the world. Join your voice and momentum with Iskwew today. We are the changes together. Thank you so much, Tira, and here, onwards and upwards.
Thank you, JR. And for those of you that have a few questions, there will be a little bit of time at the end. I see the chat is moving along, which is great. And if you have a specific question that you want to have answered, you can put it in the Q&A section. This has been a big week for Iskwew Air. It's our anniversary. It is International Women's Week, and a really big week for Iskwew Air. And I'm going to ask my such precious friend B to tell you a little bit more and share a few words. B, would you like to join me on the screen? There she is.
Hi, Tara. Hi, everyone. I have a very dodgy internet here, and I'm hoping that you can all hear me. I just want to say a few words. I admire your courage. It is spectacular what you're doing to launching this whole new service. It's the first female maintenance service in this whole industry. I know what it is as a woman in tech, how hard it is to get something off the ground, so challenging. I am deeply proud that I can call myself your friend. I wish you all the best, and unbelievable what you're doing. So much love for you.
Thank you, B. Iskwew Air was named as one of the SheEO ventures on Monday. So we also had that big announcement. We're so proud to be part of the SheEO community. And I can tell you that the SheEO community and the Lift Circle community of Indigenous women entrepreneurs is such a huge part of what brings us through this challenging time and allows us to keep dreaming and to be bold and to start new initiatives and to not just survive COVID-19, but go on to thrive. So that's lots of exciting things. And I'm wondering if you have any questions. Okay. That's great. That means that we have you full of knowledge and wisdom. Do we have an internship program for women of color? We don't have anything formal at the moment, but I hope that you were able to get a sense of our intentions around creating a space of belonging for everyone, a place where everyone belongs. And what we need to do is those groups that are underrepresented or have greater barriers, then we need to work very mindfully and specifically to uplift those groups and to give them whatever they need in order to be successful. Okay. So if there's no more questions, there will be a press release that will come out very shortly after we finish this announcement. And there'll be contact information for folks that shared a few words. And we will have a link available. And it'll be up on our website. It's probably not there quite yet, but it will be, where you can go and look for it. As well, we'll list the contacts for any media questions that there may be. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us for these very exciting announcements. And I wish you such a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you from all of us here at Iskwew Air.